Hey guys, Tina here. Today I'm bringing you my thoughts and opinions on The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I don't read a lot of young contemporary authors anymore, but Morgan Matson is one that whenever she comes out with a new book, I'm going to go there and buy it. And yeah, I really like her ever since I read Emmy and Roger's Epic Detour, which is still my favorite, among her books. But this one was just as much fun and joy to read, so let me tell you about it. The Unexpected Everything tells the story of Andy, whose father is a politician, and Andy is a person who has always, made sure that whatever she does doesn't disrupt his plans. And she's also a planner herself, and she has her summer plans all worked out when her scandal that disrupts her father's career also disrupts her plans, and she has to come up with new ones. Andy ends up walking dogs, which is not something that she ever expected to do, but throughout the summer she learns to love it. But this is not the only change in her life. There's a lot of stuff going on, and Andy is quite a different person at the end of the summer, compared to who she was at the beginning. I really like her Morgan Matson. Her books are light and fun to read, but she does manage to get quite a lot of serious topic in them, and they leave you with a lot of food for thought. And I'm just gonna point out a few of that touched me. As all of Morgan Matson's books do, this one deals with the issue of family as well. Andy had a quite tight-knit family when she was growing up. And then her mother died and things changed. Her father focused on his career and kind of left Andy behind to deal with her own life. And there was a variety of people that came and took care of her, but he was not one of them. And now that he is waiting to see what will happen to his career, he has obviously more time on his hands, and he just expects to sort of pick things up where they left off. And they're both stumbling for their relationship, I guess, and it takes time, of course, for them to reconnect. And at the end, you'll see whether or not they succeeded, because I'm not going to tell you everything. But I really like the relationship. The good parts were great, and it's quite realistic. Parents and children often grow apart, and maybe they reconnect, maybe they don't. It depends on all the people involved, I guess. And I really like it. I have to say I liked it, although I was worried at some points whether or not about how it's going to end. Friendship also plays a huge role in this book. Andy has a close-knit group of friends, especially two of them, which is Bree and Toby, are really close-knit, and basically people just see them as one unit, which I think it's usually how twins are portrayed in books. When they're always together, they're never shown as individuals. And it's the same with Bree and Toby, and you see how it actually is constraining them, and throughout the book you see how it's constraining them, and at the end, when everything explodes, and you actually, it's the fact that you have to find out who you are by yourself as an individual, not being connected to anyone. And I think, it's something that teenagers are all about, and even later on you go through the same process, but maybe it's not as hard, or it can be, I don't know. But it was, I think it's a good topic for a book to explore. There's a bit of line as well in this book, and it's, the problem of white lies, which we, occasionally tell because you don't want to hurt the other person. You just tell something that will not hurt them, except if they, find out, and they might not be as thrilled as you hoped, and they still might get as mad as, you hoped they would not get. But yeah, it's, whether or not to do it. It's always a problem, I think. But it's something that's really common, and another good point from Matson there. there's also a lot of this, you know, planning your life versus just living it and enjoying it. Because Andy, at the beginning of the book, she's a complete planner. She's in shock when her plans are ruined, and she doesn't know what to do with herself. And throughout the summer, she gets to learn to be more spontaneous and to just enjoy life, which is something that her mother, I think, always wanted to teach her. But then her father's career, I think, just kind of over, you know, overshadowed that, you know, because she was always trying not to in any way cause a scandal, and she, you know, she even had to plan her drinking, you know, so she wouldn't get pictured, you know, so she wouldn't get photographed with a bottle in her hand or something like that, and you know, a scandal would erupt and destroy his career. And so she was always a planner, and it's another great thing, you know, you have to find a balance in your life in regard to that. And another theme that Matson explores is fear. Fear actually constraining you and not letting you explore yourself and enjoy life. Andy is really afraid of relationships. She, you know, keeps every boy at a distance, whether that has to do with losing her mother or her father actually sort of abandoning her. That's another point. But she's always holding boys at bay. You know, she explains it that she doesn't want, you know, to explain stuff to strangers, who she is, about her father and stuff like that, which is, they're just excuses. And when she gets to meet Clark, you know, their first date is a disaster. And you see her overcome that and realize that a relationship can be a great thing. It can be, well, yes, there's always fear in some part, but it's exciting, and it can, you know, it can be great to find someone that supports you and loves you, and, you know, things like that. There's also fear of, obviously, the future. She's a planner, and when her plans are disrupted, she doesn't know what to do with herself, which is something that a lot of us face in life, I think. And as I said, this is not just stuff for young people, you know, that have to deal with these things, you know. And yes, this is a young adult book, but these are the topics that everyone has to deal with, and it doesn't matter what age you are. So it's I think her books are perfect for, you know, a larger audience, you know, not just for teenagers, but, you know, adults as well. Because sooner or later you're gonna probably face one of these issues in your own life and have to deal with it. And if a young adult book helps you, why not? Anyways, I really like this book. It was a lot of fun to read. I had a little trouble getting into it at the beginning, but at the end, you know, I just flew through it. It's not my favorite Matson book. That is still Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. And I really like Second Chance Summer, which made me cry like a baby. But this is a really good one as well, and in case you're having any doubts, just know, go read it and enjoy it. And if you like Matson, you're bound to love this one as well. Anyways, that's all for this video. See you in my next one, and bye.